On today's show, we're going to mark a little 5-part mini-series on the basic mother sauces. There are 5 basic mother sauces, so hence the 5-part series. Anyway, we've got the bechamel sauce, we've got the velouté, the espagnole, the tomato, and the hollandaise. And what's kind of interesting about all 5 of these is they do have 5 of them have one thing in common, and that's an oil, and it's going to be butter. That's what we're going to be using on all 4 of those is butter. Now, 4 of the 5, excluding the hollandaise, so those other 4 have something else in common. They have flour. So flour and oil, that gives us a roux, and that kind of is what gives that nice thick consistency to our sauces. So the bechamels, look, oh, got them all right here. We will put all of these out on the internet. You can go download them if you want, and they kind of sort of have the quantities that you need. So it's kind of like a recipe that you would need to make different quantities of these sauces. I'm going to turn this down. I'm trying to get things heated up just a tad. But the bechamel sauce got a roux, and what we're mixing with that is a dairy or a whole milk, a warm whole milk. Our velouté, that's again a roux, and we're using a vegetable stock or a fish stock or a chicken stock, which is probably what we'll be using. The espagnole roux again, but that uses a veal or a beef stock, a brown stock. So that's and we'll be using, yeah, I'd say we'll be using definitely the beef. And then the tomato sauce, believe it or not, again has that roux, and then we add the tomatoes to that, slowly cook that down until the tomatoes just kind of sort of break all apart into a nice smooth velvety sauce. Now the hollandaise, as I said, it does have one thing in common with the other 4, and that's an oil. That's clarified butter, but it also has egg yolks and an acid, and that acid can be lemon, lime, or even a white wine. Welcome to Gourmet Fishing. I'm your host, David Murray. Hey, I tell you what, today we are going to take a look at the bechamel sauce. That's the, you know, the cream, the milk sauce, the dairy sauce with the roux, and then we're going to pair that in, with another recipe called Seafood Calhoun. That's an old Charleston recipe. So we're going to make our bechamel sauce, then we're going to use it in an application, a nice little dish with crab meat and shrimp. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and get started on our bechamel sauce right now. Let's go ahead and get started on our bechamel sauce. We've got 3 ingredients. 3. We've got butter, we've got all-purpose flour, and we've got milk. Now, the quantities, depending on how much bechamel you want to make, you can use the 5-5-4 rule or the 3-3-2 rule. And that's what we're going to use because we don't need a lot of it. And so you go 3-3-5. 3 tablespoons of butter, 3 tablespoons of flour, and 2 cups of milk. 5-5-4, pretty much the same thing. 5 tablespoons, and this would be 4 cups. So let's go ahead and get started making our roux. So we're going to come in, we're going to add our butter, and that's just a tad warm. We don't want it like that, but hey, that's going to work out. It can be a little bit of a brown butter. No, I'm joking. No, this is perfect. It's not browning at all. Although I have made a brown butter roux and it's not bad. But anyway, that's not what we're doing. We're making a plain bechamel sauce. We're going to move you out the way. They're nice and foamed up. Now I'm going to come in. We're going to add our all-purpose flour. Now I'm going to come in and we're just going to begin to combine our flour and our butter. And we're going to slowly, I'm going to turn that down some. I started out on medium. You might want to start out more on a medium low. And we're going to create ourselves a roux right here. So I'm kind of got this thing off the heat. It's still cooking. That's exactly what we want. But we're going to come in here and we're just going to cook this for a couple of minutes. You know, these roux can go from a white roux all the way up to a very dark roux. Depends on how long you actually cook these roux and what kind of a dish you're making. So just keep that in mind and try not to burn it. You know, we're right here. It's almost like more of a blonde, so we're very close to adding our milk, and I think that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to come here. We're going to add this in maybe three little 3 pours right here. So we're going to come in with our first. Probably add just a little more. That's fine. So we're going to come in. Like I said, we're going to add this 3 little increments and whisk away. Yeah, see how we got going now. Now, see how nice and thick that is. So we're going to come back in, and we're going to add a little bit more of our milk. That's good. There's our pour number. Let's see, we're going to do that and put you right here. Pour number 2, just like so. And we're going to come in. We're going to whisk this in, just like so. Oh yeah, man, that thing is coming together nicely. So again, we're going to turn that down just a little bit. We got one more little addition of our warm milk. All right, I tell you what, I'm going to turn that heat up just a little bit. And I tell you what, I think we are ready for our last addition of our milk, just like so. And wow, check that out. Beautiful bechamel, almost a beautiful bechamel. We got to bring this thing back up to temperature and get it nice and thick. But wow, check that out right there. All right, I tell you what, I'm going to turn this down. We're starting to get a little bubbling going on right over here, and that means it's coming back to a boil, but that means that's as thick as this is going to get. So I tell you what, essentially, our bechamel sauce is done. But what we're going to do is we're going to cook this for about 10 minutes or so, and that's just going to help thicken it up and help get a little bit of residual flour flavor out of it. So I tell you what, we're going to, again, got it on low. We're going to let this cook for 10 additional minutes, and then we're going to pair this with our seafood Calhoun. Yes, check it out. All right, we've got our bechamel sauce. I transferred that from the saute pan, I guess you could call that, over here to a measuring cup, because we're gonna prepare our seafood Calhoun in a pot this time. So I tell you what, we're gonna come in and we're gonna use, I don't know, maybe a cup of our bechamel sauce. We're gonna come in just like so. Let's see what we got there. Is that about a cup? That's almost perfect. So there we are. In it goes, and we're going to bring this thing back up to temperature for a second. What am I going to do with this? I think I'll put you down here out of the way. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and bring this up to temperature. I do not want to burn it. Let's take a look at our ingredients for our seafood Calhoun. First, there it is, our bechamel sauce. And then we've got right here, we got a pound of crab meat. We got a pound of shrimp. And what I've done with the shrimp, of course, you know, that's our shrimp right there. He's been shelled and deveined. But what I've done is I've come in and I've cut it into small pieces. And you'll come in here with your kitchen shears and just do something like that. No, nothing tough, nothing hard. You know, because we don't want to. You know, when we're dipping and eating our crab seafood Calhoun, we don't want to have any big shrimp pieces, because you know we might be using little captain wafers or club crackers or something like that. So that's our shrimp. We got a little bit of cayenne pepper, about a half a teaspoon, got a little pop to it. We're going to be using about half a lemon for juice and for zest to go in it. We've got right here, we've got 4 tablespoons of sherry, and we've got about half a cup each of our extra sharp cheddar cheese and our white, seriously extra sharp, something like that, white cheddar. So I tell you what, I think we are about ready to go, and also got a little bit of salt, and we're going to be scraping in a little bit of nutmeg to round all those flavors out. So I tell you what, I think it is looking pretty daggone good right here. So why don't we come in? What are we going to do first? I tell you what, we're going to come in. We're going to add our cayenne pepper and give that a nice little whisk in there, just like so. And that's going to kind of sort of go away after it begins to cook down, and that cayenne pepper will just kind of disappear. Hello, what are you doing? He wants to get on TV. I thought I saw something. Anywho, let's get back at it. So, just like that, yeah, see, it's starting to disappear. I'm going to come in with a little bit of salt, not a lot, just like that. Just a nice little generous pinch of salt. We're going to come in here. Tell you what, we're going to go ahead and move you. And we're going to give this a little bit of a roll back and forth, and that kind of loosens up that juice when we need it. So we're going to come in, and we're just going to come in here with our zester. And we're just going to zest about half of this lemon, just like that. I'm going to guess that might come out to be maybe a teaspoon or so. Just want to give a little bit of good lemony flavor with that zest. We're going to come in, move you out of the way, just like, turn this down just a tad. Now we need a knife. Grab us a quick knife. Thought I had everything, guess not. So we come in again, half of a lemon, come in here and just add that juice in there, just like so. Don't let any of the seeds get in there. It wouldn't be a very pleasant thing to bite into, so just like so. And now we're getting very close to adding the great seafood. Here is our 4 tablespoons of sherry, which gives it a real nice depth of flavor in this dish. Okay, just like that. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to come in with our nutmeg. I got a little nutmeg grater right here, and you know, I'm not going to use a lot of nutmeg. I don't even know how to really qualify what I'm getting ready to add in here, but it's probably, I don't know, I'm just going to come in and just do this. And it's kind of an optional ingredient here, just a nice, probably about right there. All right, now we can go ahead and we're going to incorporate everything together. Our nutmeg we just put in there. It smells great. You know what, I'm going to add just a little bit more, just like so. Yeah, and now I'm going to turn the heat off, just like that. Now I'm going to come in, I'm going to add my shrimp, just like so. They're raw. You can cook these ahead of time if you want. I kind of like to let the flavor of that shrimp kind of sort of impregnate our flavored bechamel that we have in here now. And you know, with shrimp, it doesn't take hardly any time whatsoever to cook that. So we're going to come in here and we're just going to move this around just like so. Yep. Now I'm going to come in and I tell you what we're going to do. Hold on. We're going to retire the whisk and we're going to grab ourselves a wooden spoon so we can kind of sort of fold our crab in there without breaking up too much of the claw meat. So I'm going to put my nutmeg up. I tell you what, we're going to move some of this stuff around just like so. Don't need this anymore. Try not to make too much noise, just like that. A little bit of sherry. Anyway, okay, I think we're good to go now. So here we go. We come in now with our crab meat and we're just going to fold that in just like so. Oh man. And I tell you, it's almost all crab meat, so you can't go wrong with that, can you? So again, we just come in here, we're going to fold all this stuff in here just like this. Oh man, that is going to be so good here in a few. Oh wow, check that out. Now what I did do, I did add a little bit more of our bechamel sauce. It was just seemed to be a little dry, so that makes probably, instead of a cup, about a cup and a quarter, cup and a third, something like that I added in there. That's, oh wow, check that out. Oh, the flavors. I don't know about the flavors yet, but the smells are awesome. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add a little bit of cheese in here, just like that. Just like this. And now I'm going to stir that in. Oh yeah. Wow. Yum. Just like so. see, I tell you what, I'm going to add a little bit more. Just like that and that. So that's probably, I don't know, maybe a couple of nice tablespoons of cheese, just like so. Now, we will be using this to top our seafood Calhoun. I'm going to come in here with a little serving dish just like that. We're just going to come and we're going to add this to it. Oh, by the way, we do have the oven on bake at 350 degrees. We're getting that thing preheated because we're going to throw this in here with our cheese on top, let that melt, and then it's going to be time to serve. Okay. All right, now we're going to come in. We're going to add a little bit of this to some little scallop shells that I got right here. Make a couple little teeny personal tasting crab, shrimp, seafood Calhoun doogie. So just like that. Yeah, man, why not? We can, and you can do. So if you had a ramekin like that, you could do 2 or 3 of those instead of one of these. So anyway, just like that, I do have a little bit left over. We'll take care of that here in a few minutes. Now I'm going to come in here with our cheese. I love cheese. This is, like I said, this is the white. I think it's the seriously sharp Vermont cheddar. So, and that's just plain regular extra sharp cheddar cheese. So we're going to come here. We're just going to add a nice little dump on top. Nice little shredded cheddar, just like this. All right, this is going to be good. You know what? Get in there. Get on top. Now your turn, Mr. Sharp, extra sharp. Just like so. All right, I tell you what, I sure made a mess, right? With all that cheese all around there. Heck yeah, what the heck. Anyway, so we got a little small cookie sheet over here. I'm gonna put this in here just like that. This guy's gonna go over here, and I think this is the duplicate that we did the meeting street crab or the imperial crab with. So just like that. And I tell you what, man, I don't want to lose any of that cheese. We're gonna put this in the oven at 350 for probably 2 or 3 minutes. All we're trying to do is to melt that cheese and get it nice and gooey. Oh, heck yeah. I tell you what, that thing is looking great. And what I did do is came in probably the last 30, 45 seconds. I put it on broil just to get a little bit of good hot heat right on top. So here we go. Let's see what we're going to do. And please don't burn yourself, Dave. Here we go. Okay. Oh, yes. Yum. Check that out. Wow, man, that looks awesome. So let's go ahead. Yep. Looking delicious. I tell you that, man. Heck yeah. So you know what? We got ourselves a little plate right here. We got some of these little pita bread, crackers, a little sea salt on top of it. We're gonna come in. We're gonna take our little casserole dish right here. And again, it's hot. Be careful. Just like so. Oh, heck yeah, man. You kidding me? Check that thing out. Heck yeah. Awesome. Just like so. Get that out of the way. Boom. How about that? Oh, man, that looks delicious. And I guarantee you it's going to be good. So, for our personal little pieces, we've got these guys here. Let's see here. How can we do this, again, without getting hurt? We'll take our little spoon. Just like that. Move you over there. Rotate this guy around, just like that, and do that. Heck yeah, check that out. That's gonna be delicious. Wow, boom, just like that. Seafood Calhoun made with our bechamel sauce. Look at that. Oh, I tell you what, I think it's gonna be time for us to give that thing a little bit of a taste, and I think I'm gonna go with this guy over here. Let's see here. Come in here. Oh man, this is gonna be, I am excited. Look at that. Yum, yum, yum. What do we got here? Please don't burn yourself. Oh man, that is outstanding. I'll tell you what, come in here with just a little bit, just on top like that, a little extra lemon juice, just to add a little bit of pop to it. We'll stick that guy right there. Oh man, that's probably gonna make all the difference in the world. So again, this thing has got nothing but crab in it, and then you grab those little pieces of shrimp, just like so. Man, that's pretty daggone good. So, I tell you what, hey, we've got all the recipes right here, right down in the link below. You can go to gourmetfishing.com. We've got everything you can think of. All of our videos from fishing to cooking to rigging baits. Hey, right here, subscribe to the channel. Right down there, hey, check out the Meeting Street Crab. And I tell you what, until next time, God bless, and we'll see you soon.